Just a little woodworking tip thing in a way. I know some of you were following along with the projects. I'm doing the shelving thing. I've simplified this design to fit within a budget and all that. Real straightforward, simple construction. Thing is, I didn't have like a work surface long enough so I can clamp this thing together. And this is just a dry test fit. So I had this thing from something else, and I just clamped it on the end to give me a little extra room. I put the tape on the miters, put them up, and I wasn't getting to 90 degrees. So I had to put some shims in here. I got this clamped on here. Now these, if you're going to do a van build, that's what you want. You want to make yourself some large squares out of plywood, because when you put your floor in your van, everything will square off your floor. This way you don't have to worry about your van, trying to set your van in a level spot and try to make everything perfect with measurements. You put your floor in, it's flat. Then you build everything off of those squares. Then you know everything's going to be square to the floor, right? So that's what I had those for, but they came in handy here. So I could clamp that on the end there. And then I folded up, you know, again, I put the tape on and I folded up at the miter, these verticals. And I'm test fitting this horizontal shelf here. And what I'm seeing, and I thought this was going to happen, is you could see that this joint's open just a hair. Same thing on this side. You can see this is 90 degrees. Actually, if you look at the square here, there's a little bit of a gap, so I could tip it back a hair. But you see there's just the slightest bit of a gap here. Not a big deal, but what I'll do is I'll take a sanding block. When I open this up again, and on this edge, this inside edge, I'll run the sanding block right in here a little bit just to take that angle down a hair. And what that should do is tighten the miter more perfect. So, but I got the shelf right. Now all I have to do really is sand this shelf out, the insides of these verticals, the insides of these parts here. This is obviously the bottom, the top is sitting right over there. And then I could put it together and glue it, nail it, or screw it together, and then move on to the next one. But I just thought you might enjoy seeing this. These are shims. These pieces of walnut here, these skinny pieces, were what I cut off of the walnut table I did, where I took, you guys might remember, it's a square tabletop, but instead of having each side of that table being a perfect straight line, I bumped it out at the center. So I took in from the corners out at the center. You barely notice it, but it's enough for it to be interesting to the eye. Your eye follows that line. And it doesn't take away from the space on the table, but it gives you that little bit of shape to the sides. It's kind of like the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza. That's not four-sided, that's eight-sided. A lot of people don't know that. On each flat side, it actually dips in at the center. If you see it from the top down, you'll notice that. So visually, it's a thing. They had other reasons for that, I'm sure. I'm just saying, making things interesting. And I ended up with those little cutoffs, and I saved them because shims come in handy for all sorts of things. And being a hardwood shim, that's really nice. There's 3 of them right there. And there's just one on this side here. So you can see what I'm doing here. It's just problem solving, figuring this out. You have to come up with ways to, I'm only one guy. I'm working alone. Matter of fact, I'll insert a quick shot here at the end of this video to show you how I was pulling measurements with a clamp and my tape measure. And that's it. Just a quick short video, show you the progress, what's going on. I'm hoping to have both these things glued up this afternoon. Get them over there soon. Be good to one another. I'll catch you in the next one.